Leaves have started to turn brown conkers on some trees already. Now there's concern migratory birds are arriving weeks earlier than normal.
The birds' arrival in the middle of the school summer holidays means that conservationists are worried that wildlife could be disturbed at a critical time. Our reporter Hannah Rowe has been finding out more.
The first winter birds are already here. The leaves are turning. And who could fail to notice the blackberries? Already out. Everything seems to have come early this year. Why? And what does it mean for the natural world? On the Kent coast, migratory birds coming to and from Europe are closely monitored. At the Sandwich Bay Observatory, the experts have seen a marked difference this year.
Just the heat accelerates things. So interestingly enough, we've actually had a really good year for our moths. For stuff like swifts, it seems like the window is getting a bit shorter, so our swift passage has been and gone. The crossbills have done really well. That's where the berries come in, so the berries have come out early, and that's been seen across the whole UK, not just for us.
This hide at Sandwich is fantastic today for bird watching. There's some lapwings out there. Even some of the winter duck species we'd hoped to see have already got here. But it does have conservationists worried.
An early arrival brings wildlife into contact with something it doesn't usually have to contend with. Us. At Pegwell Bay, Kent's largest protected area, it's hard to mitigate the effects of people.
It's a really tricky time. It's one of our busiest times here in the Bay. We see tens of thousands of visitors here over summer every year.
Responsible owners keep their dogs on paths, but not everyone is so careful. And it's not just the birds you have to worry about.
We've got the largest land haul-out site of harbour seals. Unfortunately, they were pupping sort of just as the schools started to get onto their summer holidays. And of course, that means we're going to see more people on the water. We're asking people to, again, keep their distance and give wildlife space.
This year, more than ever, experts make it clear it's vital that we're mindful whilst out and about to give nature space so it can still thrive in our changing world. Hannah Rowe, BBC News.
Joining us now is Louise Greenwood, who's the reserve manager at the Martin Mere Wetlands Centre in Lancashire. Good morning to you.
Morning.
We were looking at this lovely background that our graphic designers have managed to put together, and I think it's fair to say neither you or I would be particularly good, Charlie.
Wouldn't have felt confident, but straight away you were going...
You were telling us about this one, the tall one. I think it's over here as well.
That's it. So that's the waxwing, a beautiful, stunning bird. We get so excited in the winter if we have these eruption years. They breed in Scandinavia and they migrate down.
An eruption year?
Yeah. So if there's lots of berries around and they've had a really good breeding season, they come in and everybody gets really excited because they love rowan berries and they quite often grow in supermarket car parks and people's gardens. You're more likely to see them and they are just beautiful.
Interesting you talk about the berries because of the weather at the moment, we've kind of had quite a good crop, haven't we, of berries? And that will attract certain birds which are coming over. And there is now, and because they're here, because there's summer holidays, there's less likelihood of, I'm not saying people bother the birds, but peaceful environments.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's incredible the amount of berries seeing around the hawthorn bushes and hedgerows. It just looks incredible. It's absolutely full, and lots of rowan berries as well. It's really interesting. The really hot weather is encouraging people to get out and about, which is great. So seeing lots of people out on the coastline, especially enjoying this beautiful weather around estuaries, and it can cause lots of disturbance to wildlife. So we're sort of asking people to, be mindful, enjoy the wildlife and see the spectacles of these amazing birds. But, keep dogs on lead and don't approach them on, jet skis and things like that. Yeah.
Louise, you obviously are always mindful and watching for changes in birds' behaviour. Is there any particular species of bird? This year, we were talking about changes of behaviour when their movements take place. Is anything particularly unusual, an individual species that's standing out?
Oh, it's really interesting. So migration is such a big subject. And we're talking about birds. There's so many different species, and they all do incredibly different things, a bit like individuals. So some species we're seeing them coming a little bit earlier. And this is just, you know, freak individuals that are coming. They've either bred really well, and so they're coming earlier, but we've also probably going to see some birds coming later as well. So we're going to get more of a protracted autumn migration. So it's going to be really spread out.
But is that because of our weather or because of the weather where they're coming from?
Good question. A little bit of both. So they're looking for, on autumn migration, birds are travelling from their breeding grounds. Normally, let's imagine the pink-footed geese, the sound of Lancashire. It's incredible. They breed in the top of Greenland, and they're migrating down the UK and through. They're heading really for Norfolk. That's where most of them go. And they're stopping off at all these really important wetlands on the way. Now, wetlands are incredibly important. They provide habitat for 40% of the world's plants and animals. And we really need to protect them. We can't afford to lose any.
But, but in terms of the weather from where they're coming from, are they setting off earlier or because of that weather, or coming to us because, I know, we have better wetlands? That's it. So it's a bit of both. So in the breeding grounds, they're also experiencing better weathers. So they've got more daylight, more time to breed. So a lot of them are having second broods. So it's fingers crossed we're having a really good breeding season.
Last chance, Louise, tell us a story. Pick a bird, tell us a story. Which one do we need to know more about?
It's too exciting. So yes, I definitely talk about the waders.
The waders here?
Yeah, that's
just behind
it.
me, yeah.
So going down to the estuaries and seeing the incredible spectacles, now is a really good time to see them with your dogs on the lead and just to experience. Have you ever seen a starling murmuration where they all swirl in the air? Knot do an amazing job where they go up and you see tens, hundreds of thousands swirling around, and it's just absolutely beautiful, and that is really what autumn's about.
Absolutely. Lovely to see you here this morning, Louise. Back to the Wildfowl and Wetlist Trust today.
Yes, that's it.
You love it. You love it, don't you? You can just see how happy you are. Thank you. Thank you so much.